All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen out there in YouTube land. I am Deleted Scenes, human being, American, and YouTube Ronin, coming to you from an undisclosed location, aka my living room. Oh, snap. All right. I do want to thank everyone currently watching on X and Rumble. Thank you very much for joining us. Hopefully you can all see and hear everything okay. Please let me know if there are any issues. Where I am, for those of you who are new, the area that I'm in, my internet is not the best. So I may come off a little fuzzy with the camera. Been working on it. So we'll see how that turns out. I do want to say hello to a few people who are joining us here in the chat. Oh, it's that Deleted Scenes guy. Wrenches, keep an eye on this guy. He may be trouble. Enigma Severus, friend of the channel. FKHC 2005, sometimes known as Tim. Thank you for the $1 super chat. Emoji Queen Lady Mist. All right. My co-host for this evening is currently waiting backstage. I do want to warn people who are new to the show, this woman is extremely violent, vulgar, and frightens me and threatens me on many occasions. That's how she wound up on the show. She pretty much forced her way on. Ladies and gentlemen, you know her, you love her. The reason why I know you're all really here. Of course, she paid me to say that. Sense Corner.
So much to live up to. Like, right. All of this, like, I have to really, really work on my image. I don't think I'm nearly scary enough.
Okay. Okay, so I see. You have merch.
Oh, yeah. Well, no, not really. I just made a couple shirts for myself. Oh. I don't sell them. I feel ridiculous to sell them.
Oh, dang it. Okay.
I don't know. Maybe one day.
Watch my step Corey. Then. Go ahead. Yes, our cohort. Corey, Wilkie's Movies and Music.
I'm sorry you didn't have this one.
Yeah.
At your theater. Would have been nice to talk about it with you.
Indeed.
Maybe I can talk about it on my... Yeah, sure. Maybe I can talk about this one on my upcoming stream with Nadia, too. We'll see.
Yeah, I'd be very curious to see what she thinks of this one. All right. Well, let's... since we do have a bit of a time crunch this evening because... you are going to be joining Nadia tonight for her live stream, and I have one coming up as well.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. Well, let's do it.
Set and everything. All right. Let's do this thing. This is exactly what I thought it was going to be.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Tim. Maybe if I do end up selling it, I'll let you know. Yeah. So it was Dangerous Animals, which I was hoping it would be. So I was happy about that. What about you?
So I was, because I was at a bit of a loss because when I did see the trailer for this film.
Okay, I didn't. I just knew about it. I saw a screenshot of Jai Courtney in his underwear doing a dance. Oh no.
Yeah.
I think he's gone away. Oh, no, you haven't? Okay, you froze. I thought you were gone. Okay. It's quiet. Oh, dear. I think I'm alone, y'all.
Okay, you're a robot. You're roboting a bit there for me.
Okay. I don't think it's my internet this time. Can you hear me now? Oh, dear. Yeah.
Okay. I don't know if everybody's hearing us right now, but okay.
I can hear you fine now. Yep, it's good.
Okay. Why is nothing working? All right. Okay.
Hi, Nadia.
Yeah.
Deleted has some trouble on his end, I think. Okay, can you guys hear me? Yeah, okay, yeah, he's gone. I guess he'll be back. Sorry about that. That poster he put up, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you went away for a
Okay.
second. I thought I was alone.
For a second there
Oh,
you were.
okay. I was going to
Okay.
mention
I
that
am back
poster.
now. Uh-huh.
I like how the poster right, Tim. No, it's not. The poster, the trail of blood from the boat shaped in a shark's fin. That's
Mm-hmm.
I like that. It's
Yeah, I
pretty
do.
pretty simple.
I like that poster very much. The other poster looks very similar to the one from Talk to Me for some reason. But
Oh, okay. Was that just the I I don't I thought the other one just like red. I just remember there being red
yeah, it's
and a
red, and then
shape
there's
of
like a
Jai
there's
Courtney
like
or
this.
something. Is he? Sorry, go
Yeah,
ahead.
and there's like this weird hand looking thing that's like
Oh,
coming down like it's the hand of God or something like that. That doesn't
okay.
really make any sense. But
Okay.
I do like this one quite a bit.
That's very good. Yes.
Yeah. What I was saying before StreamYard kicked me from my own stream, folks.
Oh,
Um
wasn't me, I promise.
yeah, was I did see the trailer for this.
Oh
So
yeah.
I was aware, okay, Jai Courtney is in it.
Mhm.
Um you find this out right away, folks. He is the villain of the film.
Yes.
And but there was no date. There was no theatrical release date in the trailer.
Oh, well see,
So I made the assumption that, oh, this is going to be
you
like a
thought it was
VOD
coming.
thing. Yeah.
I knew that it wasn't because it's coming here, my area,
Mm-hmm.
next weekend.
Mm-hmm.
So I had bought a ticket for it, which I have since canceled because I've seen it, and I was going to do a double feature, and it would get me home late. I'd rather not, so I'm just going to go see the other film, The Phoenician Scheme. Just
Ah,
going to make it, yeah.
Wes Anderson. Yeah.
And I'm going to go see Tornado this Saturday.
Yeah, that we got the trailer for that
I
before
didn't
this
see it.
movie.
I didn't get the trailer.
Oh, I did.
So yeah, no, you
Yeah.
mentioned it, and I was like Tornado, and then I remembered what you were talking about because I'd seen the poster on my Regal app.
Mm.
So,
Yeah, that one looks like it's going to be a lot of fun.
okay, I'm
Yeah.
looking forward to it.
So
I'm not going to watch the trailer though.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah.
So dangerous animals.
Yes. Okay. So start off, we meet a young couple who themselves have very recently met. They're not even calling themselves really a couple, but we know there's kind of something going on. They rent for a day a boat operated by a fellow named Tucker, who's Jai Courtney. And all is pretty much going to well. We get actually quite a bit of his backstory in that opening scene.
Yeah, it
With
doesn't
him.
take long, but we get enough
No.
to get a bit of a feel for him that
Oh, yeah.
in a sense he's a bit nuanced, which I kind of liked. I mean, he's completely bad, but
Yeah.
we get a feel for his backstory and why he ended up the way he did.
Yeah.
Which I think makes
And
for a good character.
really does. Yeah.
Mhm.
And he so he takes them out. They go out in the shark cage. They get to swim with the sharks, so to speak. He brings them back up, and he dispatches
Promptly.
the young man very promptly.
Yes,
and
very quickly.
very quickly. And Chuck's, this is all like literally first 5-10 minutes, folks.
Yeah.
So we're giving
Yes.
nothing away.
Very quick. It's the setup for what
Yeah.
you know you're dealing with. I knew something was going to happen. I thought this couple was going to be the whole story. I did not realize that was just kind of like the prologue, and then we were going to have the real, characters, the main characters. So when he did what he did to the guy, I was like, "Ooh, okay, that was quick," and I wasn't expecting it.
Enigma says, I think Jai Courtney is underrated
agree.
in some aspects. He's a little typecast as the unhinged villain, but I think he's a pretty good actor. He's excellent here. This is his best performance, I think.
Yes, he's very good in here. He's not good in everything. I felt like he was good in a movie called Felon with Joel Edgerton. I think it might have been an Aussie film. But I was thinking about that movie when I said he wasn't a bad guy in there, but he did a really good job because he could turn it on and off. Like, he was this cold-blooded killer. And then he had a unique way of killing people. And that he wasn't always technically be the one doing the killing.
No.
But he could switch it on and off. Like, he could go from being like a completely normal, good, decent, kind person to just on a dime switching like that. And it reminded me of stories we've heard of serial killers, how they blend so well. They were so nice and you just never would have known. I thought he pulled that off very, very well.
Indeed. I called this movie Wolf Creek with Sharks. Because the killer in that film is also this guy who's seems like a regular guy, very unassuming, and then he's joking around with you and having a beer with you 1 second, and then the next second he's,
doing you in.
Yeah. And that's kind of what's happening here.
You're just waiting for the axe to fall because you don't know when, but it's like, and each time it happened, deleted, I was surprised even though I knew it was happening.
Oh, yeah.
It's just like, wow, I like this. I like that it's doing this.
It is. So. It is. I mean, it is being called a horror film, and and it very much is.
Oh, yeah.
But it also is one of those movies that works very much as a kind of suspense thriller.
Oh, yeah.
Sure. That aspect of it
survival
works very
story
well too.
As well.
Survival, yeah.
The desperate lengths you will go to survive.
Yeah, and the fun thing about it is, if it wasn't for the fact that you do see characters with cell phones, I would be questioning exactly what period of time that they're in.
Right.
Because
you can't really tell based on the way people are dressed necessarily. Yeah, it's true.
The music that is in it, there are covers of older songs, but they are older songs. The opening credit song is a Billy Idol song, "Dancing with Myself," and it's a cover of that, which I thought was very interesting. The music that was used in the film, some of it the comedic effect, kind of very darkly comedic effect too.
You mean when he was dancing in his underwear?
That too, yeah. And there's a bit later on where I'm like, okay, that was an interesting use of that song, But yeah, so the soundtrack in this works like gangbusters, I think. I don't really have anything really bad to say about this movie. I actually liked it quite a bit. There's one thing that I did have issue with, but it would be a spoiler if I went too far into it.
Oh,
but
okay.
I don't.
Now I'm curious to know what that might be.
Yeah, I do not want to do spoilers for this. I like this movie too much. I don't want to really give any of it away. But it becomes this it becomes the story of Cat and also Cat. You know, which really makes it fun. I know that's kind of a weird way to put it, but you know, when you're dealing with a protagonist and antagonist that are pretty much equally as smart and capable,
Mm-hmm.
and you have the scales tipping one way or the other at various moments, and that's when suspense in this movie really works. Is you don't know, is he going to strike first? Is she going to strike first? And it's very well done. What happens after the initial scenes? We get introduced to our main protagonist, who's Zephyr.
Zephyr, yep.
Yeah, and she meets this guy Moses. They have this kind of one night thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and she goes off to surf. She is grabbed up by Tucker, Jai Courtney, and then we get the rest of our film.
Yes, that's
and
yeah. You have this introduction to her, which initially I didn't like her character very much. It took me a bit before I started to like her. To be honest,
it takes you a couple of scenes.
Yeah, because some of the stuff you see that she's doing in the beginning, you're like, okay, well, she's not, okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then her initial interaction with Moses, I didn't like her either. Then, of course, there was bonding over Creedence Clearwater. So,
yeah.
So then she kind of started to soften up a bit. And then, when she went to go take off and, at first she comes across as pretty prickly. And then you understand as the film goes on, you find out a little bit more in these little pieces, the kind of backstory she has, which is why she is the way that she is, as far as her personality and how off-putting she can seem. She does grow on me. I was pulling for her by the time the movie was really going, but I liked that. Hold on, I've got a come here, Levi. I've got a dog wanting to get up in my lap. Just one moment. Little one-eye Levi wanting to get up in my lap here. It's okay. So yeah, want to say hi, Levi? There's little Levi. See,
it's in biggin. Hello, Eli. Good to see you, buddy.
There's his good side. Aww.
Okay.
So what was I saying? Oh, I was saying I like how it wasn't always super predictable what happened, even though I knew, certain things are going to go down. I just didn't know how it was going to play out. I like that your emotions could flip on a dime, because at one moment things looked, and then it was just like that. It was like, oh. I did have a couple issues with it, but they weren't anything that was major. It was mostly the type of thing that a lot of films suffer from, whether it's action thriller films or horror, where a person goes through pretty extensive physical assault in various ways, and yet they're able to just bounce back like that because the plot needs them to.
Yeah.
There's a scene, and there's other moments. Certain times when certain things would attack, and then they wouldn't. Okay, and
in one.
There were multiple times.
In one situation, it does kind of get logically explained. So I'll give it that.
There was at least one other. It's like, why? Okay, we know
Yeah,
the
that's
plot needs,
true though.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's not a major complaint deleted, honestly, because
No, no,
these are kind of things that just
no. I get
happen
it.
a lot
Yeah.
of times. There was this one particular injury that happened, and it involved her falling on top of something, uh, as she was trying to go through something, and then she gets pulled down and she gets slammed down on top of something and then falls on the floor. There is no way in hell she would have bounced up as fast as she did with that kind of hit. Little things like that, So I kind of wish there just had been a slight pullback on the types of abuse her body went through. To
Mhm.
make it a little bit, I don't know, it seems nitpicky, but all in all, I felt that this was also, there was a decision made initially when tables seemed to turn, and there wasn't a decision made that I felt like, oh, well, this movie would have been over if this particular thing had just happened. And I
Mhm.
won't give anything away here, but like, little things like that that just kind of aggravate me. It's like, why didn't they do? But all in all, I felt like this was a pretty solid horror survival film. And yeah, I think if you're a fan of horror, definitely this would be something that you'd probably want to check out. And I was very
Mhm.
impressed by Jai Courtney's performance. Very
Yeah,
impressed.
he's
I
very good
also
here. Yeah.
I liked how he showed, because there were moments that his character seemed to do things that were like he was drawing attention to himself in certain times when he shouldn't have, but he was becoming
Yeah.
he was unraveling. He was becoming a disorganized serial killer because things
Yeah.
were getting a little bit out of his control, and I thought that was something that was um, carried off pretty well. And this
Mhm.
film wasn't very long, even though it felt like it was forever deleted, because it was just like, oh, kind of like Warfare. Warfare wasn't
Yeah.
long, but it felt like it
No.
was long just because of how much tension. Just, like, oh, it's hard to explain. That's not a complaint. I'm not
No.
saying that as a complaint. It's just
No.
like your emotions are just going through just going through the ringer, and it feels like, wow, how much more time do we have before this is over?
Yeah.
And so but yeah, I definitely it's definitely a recommend from me.
Oh, yeah, very, very much so for me as well. Like I said, I had a couple of minor nitpicks that would be spoilers if I went into them here, but there were a couple of points where I'm like, I don't know. um,
Yeah.
but not in any way that really hurt the movie at all.
Mm-mm. Nope. Agreed.
You know, and I was kind of recasting this in my head because
Okay.
I got stuck on the idea of it because there is a scene in this movie where we find out exactly how long Tucker has been doing this.
Well, do
And
we really know how long or how often?
I think it was more of a well,
I couldn't tell
well,
how
well,
long.
we because somebody had left on that wall. There's a date.
Oh, I didn't see the date. Okay, I
I
didn't see the
I
date.
did, yeah,
Oh, okay.
and I went,
Okay.
oh, yeah, this has been going on a while,
I mean, I
and
saw the history. There's a moment where you see the history,
the history,
and
yes,
I was like, "Wow,
and
that's a lot."
our boy. Let's put it this way,
He's
folks.
busy.
Our boy Tucker, he is a physical media aficionado, and he just pulls out that ancient camcorder,
Yeah.
and I was like equal parts. Damn, I wish I had one
Mm.
then, you know, and Yeah, and that really says something about him because there's almost a point it's like there's a point in his he it's almost like Arrested Development. It's
I
like
was gonna say, like, he's kind of
he
frozen in time
stopped at a
emotionally,
certain
yeah.
point there,
Mhm.
because he has had this prior incident that we learn very early in the film, and that
Yep.
really psychologically did something to him. Um, that
It did, but I
yeah,
don't think that
I
that
don't think
event
that was
I don't
it
think
was
that
not
was
just
what
that
made him.
alone.
Yeah, there
Yeah.
were other things that you could tell, and it didn't take many words to let you know that,
Oh,
home life. Let's just,
because if his home life was at its best, then he would not have been in a position to be put in that situation to begin with.
exactly.
Yeah,
Yes.
there would have been.
I mean, that's pretty much the case for
Yeah,
about 100% of serial killers. There might be
yeah,
some anomalies, but pretty much all of them have some sort of absolutely awful childhood. Definitely
yeah.
not an excuse, but this is how they get
No,
made. So,
and the thing that's interesting is you kind of find out that Tucker and Zephyr sort of have similar backgrounds. You kind of get the
mhm.
idea. You kind of get the idea of that if she had been pushed into the direction that he did, she would
Right.
very. And they even say it. He even says it to her at one point. We're sharks,
Yep. Yep.
and I went, he's right, because
Yeah.
there is a point to where she could have very much gone down the same road that he did.
Right.
I
She's
I
definitely
could,
not.
yeah.
I
She's no
she
shrinking
could
violet.
have.
She could,
She could
yeah.
have. Yeah, she's a fighter. She's not a predator though.
No,
So that, that obviously there was something in her that didn't take her down that road, but she certainly could have.
Name says, I'm looking forward to this one. Sadly, I don't think many movies such as these will be able to dethrone songs. And no, and this movie isn't trying to.
Mm-mm. No.
No.
No, no, no. It's totally different. So it's about a serial killer, which there's a whole lot of horror movies that are. Um,
Absolutely.
this one's completely different thematically.
Yeah.
To Silence of the Lambs.
And
Silence of the Lambs.
one thing that I was going to say earlier was before I kind of distracted myself and went on a tangent. I could see this being done in the mid 90s.
Mm-hmm.
I was recasting this in my head. You get like Russell Crowe, young Russell Crowe, to be Tucker.
Oh, yeah. He'd be fantastic.
He would have been great. Like
Yep.
Ben Chaplin to be Moses, because the guy they got kind of looks like Ben Chaplin anyway.
Ben Chaplin? Hold on, let me look.
And get like Sandra Bullock or somebody to play Zephyr. That movie would have rocked, man.
Yeah. Oh, he does kind of look a little bit like him. I see what you mean. Yeah, he does. Yeah. Maybe that's who he reminded me of, honestly, because I was watching it and I was like, he reminds me so much of somebody. I know I've seen him. What have I seen him in? And I looked up his filmography and I didn't recognize anything. So I don't think I've seen him in anything. But maybe it was because of that guy.
Yeah. Was looking up the actress who played Zephyr because I wanted to look her up. Very attractive young lady.
Yeah, you were
and
doing
I was trying to see if I'd seen her in anything else.
So was
before,
I. And I don't think I have either.
Really? No. I mean,
she's
I'd
like
heard of a
related
couple
to
of those
somebody
movies, but
super, like she's from this humongously, hugely wealthy family. Like top 34 or something. Like I was like, oh, okay.
Oh.
Yeah, I was looking it up. I didn't recognize the name, but I was like, oh, okay, that's interesting.
Okay.
But I don't think I've seen her. I felt like I recognized her face, but I've not seen anything she's been in.
Yeah. So. No, me either. I don't want to ignore the chat. Let's see. Connie Cleary has joined us, faithful Blue Ranch channel member, Bird Woman of YouTube. Watch out for our channel, Fluff Chick Productions. Enigma says the animals and why they're dangerous. The Flapdigans.
It becomes pretty clear.
Oh yeah, Michael Fassbender's The Killer also gave surprises to his methods, even when he knew the death was coming. He also was unassuming, which helped him move among people. Yeah, I love The Killer. Excellent film. David Fincher directing Netflix film.
Yeah, that was my first press screener, The Killer.
Yeah.
I mean, physical press screening where I went to the theater with other critics. That was kind of cool. And Enigma, Arnold is still back there. You just can't see him because of the way I've got the camera, but he's back there. I know. Maybe I'll arrange it so he can be shown again. Sorry, go ahead, deleted. Carry on.
No, you're good. JPRPH1 has joined us, channel member. Another recent channel member, my pal Outlaw Bill. Yes, check your DMs. We'll check the DMs right after the show. Yes. The show that I do with Bill, Action Theater, returning to its regular day and time, Thursday at 4:30. So check that out. We're going to be watching Memphis Belle. All right. Hello to Shadow of the Raven. Good to see you. Yeah. All right. The movie tonight is Dangerous Animals, and I think I think we both really enjoyed this one. Yeah. Not really much that we could say against it. Some nitpicky stuff here and there, but
minor. Yeah, not the stuff that aggravated me like last week's movie. For some reason, the stuff from last week's movie got on my nerves a bit more than the nitpicks I had about this one.
Well, I have noticed that, going back to bring her back for a minute. I do notice that there's been some division when it comes to that film. I didn't think it was anything. I didn't think it was a masterpiece or anything. I know that word's being thrown around about it, and I don't think it is. At the same time, as gruesome as the violence in that movie was, I wasn't necessarily turned off by it, because you're dealing with what is essentially a demon-possessed child. And basically I looked at it as all Exorcist rules apply here, because you have
I guess so, yes.
You have this demon not worried about harming this child in any way. And as upsetting as it is, I grant it, yes. I was like, I was very genuinely worried about that character, which you're supposed to be, because, he didn't ask for this. This was done to him by this insane, with grief woman,
Yeah.
So, so people who watch it who are turned off by the violence, Paul was so upset about it, he wouldn't watch this week's movie.
I think he would have liked this movie.
I think he would have liked this movie a lot more. Yeah.
I mean, definitely the violence, the gore. I didn't hate Bring Her Back, but I just felt like the gore was gratuitous in the movie compared to their previous one, which also involved possession of sorts. So that was, and plus some things that the characters did that kind of like, Argh! And I think it's because I went in there with such high expectation, because I really love Talk to Me. And this movie, I just go in, I didn't even see the trailer, went in with just kind of like baseline zero. And so maybe that's why it came across as a bit more enjoyable. Definitely not Dangerous Minds.
No.
Don't put that song in my head. I will not be able to get it out. It's an earworm for me.
All righty. So, go see this when it comes out next week. Well, I guess later this week now. Yeah.
No, next week.
yeah, check this movie out.
First weekend in
It's
June.
first week in June,
First
and
full weekend,
it's
sorry.
yeah, it's I think what about 95 minutes, something like that. It's
About an hour
very
39, I think.
ish. Yeah,
So obviously
it's
counting the
very
credits. Yeah,
yeah.
it's efficiently paced, even though it felt
It
like it was
is.
so much longer.
Yeah,
Again,
but
not a complaint.
yeah, in a good way.
Yeah.
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 So Jai Courtney, outstanding. The whole cast really is
Oh yeah, I really
is pretty
liked
good. Yeah,
Moses. I liked him a lot.
yeah, he's good.
Sweet
That kind
guy,
of
and
that kind of weird, the weird neighbor guy with the dog,
oh
and
yeah, him.
Dave.
that dog.
Yeah. And the dog knows there's something up because
Yeah,
it
that
does
dog
not
knew.
start barking until Tucker shows up.
Every time he walks by.
Every time. And he just kind of has that one moment where he has to stare down what the dog is just
Yep.
fucking dog,
Yeah, I know.
And it's actually kind of funny. I think it says, nice. I'm looking forward to this one. Also planning to buy my movie VIP pass so I can see some films this summer. Yeah. All right.
Go have fun at the theater.
Oh, absolutely. I'm got a couple I'm looking forward to. It's just a matter of me having the time to get out, and it's why I haven't seen Mission Impossible yet. I don't have time to.
That's a time
go out
commitment
to a 3-hour
right
movie.
there. Yeah, that's
yeah. If I might have to go tomorrow night. I don't know. Or just wait until the weekend. I don't know.
Definitely time your potty breaks before the film. Make sure you go at least twice. And don't drink anything while you're watching it.
I do okay. I made it through Java, and that was about the same.
That one's a
length.
long one. Yeah, those are generally pretty lengthy films, those Indian films.
Yeah. But they actually did have like an old school intermission.
They have intermissions.
In the middle of
That's
that
what
film.
I was getting ready to say. Yeah. Yes, they do, and I love those.
Yeah. I don't get out to Indian films as often, but I want to start doing that because there have been a few over recent years that I really did enjoy. I like Pathan. The KGF movies.
Pathan, oh my gosh, such over the top.
That was so much fun. Yeah.
Over the top crazy action. Oh my gosh.
The KGF movies. I can't wait for the third one. I hope there will be. They certainly left it open. There could be a third. I'm going, how is he going to get out of that?
I don't think I've seen those.
We'll see. Yeah, they're on Amazon.
Oh, okay.
I still need to see RRR. I never got around to it.
Oh, I couldn't make it. I couldn't make it past like 10 or 15, maybe 20 minutes max. I tried twice. Couldn't do it. My favorite Indian film so far remains Minal Murali. I don't know if it's still on Netflix, but I love that movie. It's a superhero movie that I thought was very well done.
Oh, nice. All right. Our man from the future, Sashi. Good to see you. Carl's like, I just saw a VIP ticket for heavy metal band. Price at 1,200 pounds. Not kidding. Is that our?
Yeah, that's our.
It is our timer. Okay.
That went by quick.
It did. We should do this more often, like next week.
I set timers, but we often go over them anyway. But the next week, there is a movie next week, but it will be kind of funny if it's Ballerina, but I'm not sure. I don't remember what the timestamp is for next week's movie, but next week on Monday, I'm going to be going to a screening of that as a press member. So I won't watch the mystery movie, but I'm more than happy to join the discussion just to hear you guys talk about it if you want.
Oh,
And
absolutely,
if
absolutely.
it's the same movie too, it would be hilarious. If it's going to be the same movie, I kind of doubt it, but we'll see.
Yeah, I'm trying to
So
look up really quick to see what the. I should have just had the see.
I think I looked before, and I can't. I thought maybe there was the potential. No, I might. No, 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 no. I'm getting my movies mixed up. What is it? What's the runtime for next week's mystery movie?
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for.
You're looking for that, okay? And I'll look up
Yeah,
Ballerina because I think Ballerina is like 2 hours 6. Yeah,
I
two
don't.
hours and 6.
I don't see it being ballerina though.
Um, did you find the time? I mean, I would be
Um,
surprised
I'm
too.
I'm looking up. All right now. Monday mystery
My app is
movie, June 2nd.
no, it's not. It's
One
not.
one
It's
hour
not an hour and
59.
59. It's not going to be Ballerina.
No,
So yeah, I don't
but
think
it is
so.
rated
Enigma.
R. I'm curious what it's.
So what's an upcoming rated R film that it might be?
No. Let me see. Let's jump up a few days here.
Oh, Corey might be have a different one. But you know what? You know what?
Why?
Deleted, there was this one movie I think it was the one maybe last week. There was one time that our movies were the same, but our time was different than the other theater's time. So it might be that Corey's is the accurate one. I don't know. Because it's always within the time. It never goes over. It's within. It's less than the listed time.
Well, the only thing that's coming up. Let me take a quick second look at this.
It won't be Tornado because that's coming out this weekend.
No. Oh, this is interesting.
What?
Okay. Corey's saying his is saying 146, ours is saying 159. There's one that falls in between that. Life of Chuck. That's an hour and 51 minutes.
So then that would mean that Corey's chain lies and tells you less than what it really is.
Oh,
which I'm not so sure about that.
I'm just throwing it out there.
Yeah, that would be cool. You know what it might. No, I was gonna say no. It's not. I was gonna say it might be The Ritual, but that's a horror, and you think they'd tell
out
you
already, though, isn't it?
No, it's not. Nope.
That because that's what I thought.
It's coming out on June 6th. So it might be. They don't always tell you when it's a horror. I don't think Talk to Me was advertised as horror when it came out. It's not going to be 28 years later, Curtis. That's too long.
Hello, Curtis. Yeah.
Yeah. So it could be The Ritual. I don't. It's not going to be. No, it won't be Tornado or The Phoenician Scheme. It won't be Karate Kid.
No.
There's this movie called I Don't Understand You, which is an hour and 37. It's not rated yet. It's not going to be The Materialist. That's too long. That's longer than Corey's.
I'm not going to that anyway. So.
It's not going to be Megan. I do see The Life of Chuck, which I plan to see. Well, whatever it is, I'll look forward to the discussion.
Yeah,
so hopefully you can join us, Corey.
Hopefully. Yeah.
I'll just be kind of an observer, maybe asking questions. So.
All right. So,
I'm
folks,
looking forward to that Enigma.
Yeah. Dangerous Animals was the movie tonight. We both are recommending this. Go see it in theaters, for sure.
I I don't think it'll be
Yeah.
there long. It's a Shutter release too, I think. Didn't I say Shutter?
Oh,
Yeah, it's a Shutter
yeah,
release.
it is, isn't it?
Yeah, I think I mentioned it in our
Yeah.
chat. I said Shutter
Yeah.
release. Yeah, so it's going to go
Okay.
there.
It will eventually go there. But yeah,
Be there, yeah.
go out, support it.
Yeah, go see it on the big screen.
Please. Yeah. All right. So, Sen, what do you have coming up?
I'm going to try to get a quick take movie review for Friendship out tomorrow.
Ah, yes.
I'm going to go see Karate Kid on Thursday, so hopefully a review for that. Tornado, I'm going to go see on Saturday, so a review for that. And then, of course, next week's live stream and my ballerina review will be, I've got an embargo on that, so that's kind of just the general upcoming. Yeah, I know, right? Isn't that cool, Enigma? I was mentioning that early on.
Yeah.
And it's bloody. It's bloody. Yeah, you're catching on. Okay, he's getting it now.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it does tell you in the synopsis that this serial killer has an obsession with sharks. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He basically he goes shark fishing with people as bait.
With humans.
Yeah. So yeah. All right. So right after this program is over, please
I forgot
stick
to
around.
say where I'll be too. Sorry. I'll post a link to Nadia's
right,
stream.
right.
I'm going to be joining Nadia right after this, and Deleted has his Sparkwood in 21. So we're going our separate ways in a few minutes.
So catch Sen's program with Nadia, catch mine. We're going to be watching Blue Velvet. We're going to be doing a bit of a deep dive into that. And then, of course, let's see. Thursday, I'm going to be joining Outlaw Bill for Action Theater, Thursday at 4:30, continuing our salute to the men and women in blue and in uniform. And we're going to be watching Memphis Belle. And, of course, join me later on that night at 11:30 for coming attractions. And I'll let everybody know what's going on the rest of the week.
Cool.
So, human food. Hi, Candygram. Yeah. All right. She wore Blue Velvet, indeed. All right. So we're going to go ahead and close out the show. Thank you all very much for joining us. Please go see Dangerous Animals. It's a good one. Yep. So as I always say at the end of every show, thank you all for being here, especially those of you who joined us on X and Rumble. Hope that you enjoyed the show. Please subscribe to my channel and to Sen's channel as well. From HQ and all points north, south, east, west, and beyond, good night. Take care. Stay strong. Be safe and healthy, because this is how we win.